Welcome to Science Store online classes.
Don't forget to like our video and subscribe our YouTube channel for all the updates.
Hello students, welcome to online CET NEET classes. So we'll start with electrostatics, right? So what is electrostatics? Electrostatics is nothing but dealing with the charges which are at rest, correct? Electrostatic is a branch of physics or science in which we study the property and the behavior of charges which are at rest. Static means which are at rest, right? Okay. So to study electrostatics, you should know what is charge and behavior properties of charge. We know it, just recall it once again. Charge, it is a physical quantity. So when do we call a body is charged? Body is said to be under charge, or it is called charged body when there is a deficiency or excess of electron in that body. We all know that all the matters, they are made up of atoms, and atoms are made up of fundamental particles like protons, electrons and neutrons. Neutrons are neutral, protons are positively charged particle, electrons are negatively charged particle. Though the atom contains charged particle in that, the atom is neutral, correct? Atom is neutral because the total number of proton and total number of electron in an atom of any element will be always equal. So if the number of electron varies from the number of proton in that atom, then the body or that atom is said to be charged. So body will attain charge when there is an excess of electron or when there is a deficiency of electron. So then the body is said to be under charge, it's said to be, or it is called charged body. So as we all know, charge, there are two types of charges. One is positive charge, another one is negative charge. So there is no clear cut differentiation between positive and negative. It's not that negative is less or positive is more. So positive and negative is, or the name is given for the reason to differentiate them. They have different nature, but they are same in amount. The value is not greater or lesser. Both are equally valued, but the nature is different. That's why they are considered as positive charge and negative charge. As I considered proton as positively charged particle, electron as negatively charged particle, because the behavior of proton is different than the behavior of electron. It's not that proton has more charge, electron has less charge. No, it's not that. That is not the reason. But behavior of proton is different than behavior of electron. Both are charged particle, but their nature is different. So one is positively charged, another one is negatively charged. You should be very sure that positive charge and negative charge, that positive and negative is not indicating the magnitude or the value, it is indicating the nature. So as I told you, the deficiency of the electron or the excess of electron will tend to charge a body. So what deficiency causes? If there is a deficiency of electron in any of the body, if there is a deficiency of electron, so body is said to be positively charged. And if there is an excess of electron, body is said to be negatively charged. Body. So but suddenly when you hear positively charged body, then you will think that the electron number must be more. No, it's not that way. If the electron number is less in that body, then positively charged body. If electron number is more in that body, then the body is negatively charged. So again, the number of electron here doesn't increase the magnitude, it gives the charge, or decrease in the electron here doesn't decrease the magnitude of the charge, it will gives the charge, it will give the charge. I'll explain you in a better term. Let me consider there is an atom here, okay. So there are 6 number of protons in the nucleus and 6 number of electrons. There should be 6 number of electrons in the orbits on which electrons are revolving around the nucleus at the equilibrium state. I hope you are following me. So what I do is I remove one electron from here, okay, by doing any photoelectric effect or any other effect. I remove one electron. So now the number of electron in this atom is 5, number of protons in this atom is 6. Whether there is an excess of electron or deficiency of electron, there is deficiency of electron. This atom is having one less electron, means one more proton. Then what is the charge of this atom? Charge of this atom is plus 1. Charge of this atom is plus 1. So there is one positively charged particle axis in this atom. Let's say there is similar atom which has 6 electron and 6 proton, okay, 6 electron and 6 proton. The electron I have removed here, right, I add it here. So what will be the number of electron now? The number of electron here is 7. Now there is 6 electron, there are 6 protons and 7 electrons. So what is the charge of this atom? Charge of this atom is minus 1. Charge of this atom is plus 1, charge of this atom is minus 1. What does it mean? Here plus 1, you should understand by looking at this value. Plus 1 means there is one excess proton, means deficiency of electron, one less electron. Here one excess electron. So because here we have minus 1. Minus indicates negative charge, plus indicates positive charge. So minus 1 means one extra electron present in the given atom. So the charge of this atom is minus 1. Because one proton is less in number. So when they are equal, then this is neutral body. One charge, when there are 6 protons and 6 electrons, the atom is neutral. Charge of this is 0, means neutral. Number of protons and number of electrons are equal. When there is one excess electron, it is negatively charged body. When there is a deficiency of electron, it is positively charged body. So positive and negative charges occurs due to the deficiency and excess of electron respectively. So now what is the SI unit of charge? Charge is measured with the SI unit Coulomb, right? It is named after scientist Coulomb. So it is measured with the SI unit Coulomb. So here 1 Coulomb. So 1 Coulomb. So Coulomb is the SI unit of charge. And what is the dimensional formula of charge? The dimensional formula of charge is 80. It is a physical quantity, derived physical quantity. Charge is a derived physical quantity, so its dimensional formula is 80. So any derived physical quantity will have a dimensional formula, we know that, correct? Okay. There are other units for the measurement of a charge. So what are those other units? Electrostatic unit and magnetostatic units. So what is that electrostatic unit? One electrostatic unit or one electromagnetic unit. So one electrostatic unit this is also called as ESU. The one electrostatic unit is equal to 1 divided by 3 into 10 to the power of 9 coulomb. 3 into 10 to the power of 9 coulomb. 1 electromagnetic unit. So why madam electrostatic? I understand, because charges which are at rest. Why electromagnetic unit? Because we know the behavior of magnetic behavior of charges, or when there is a change in a current, magnetic field is developed, or change in a magnetic field, EMF will be developed or induced. So electromagnetic unit EMU is nothing but 10 coulomb. One electrostatic unit is 1 divided by 3 into 10 to the power of 9 coulomb. One electromagnetic unit is 10 coulomb. Okay, 10 coulomb. Next, what are the properties of this charge? Like we all know, like charges repel each other, unlike charges attract each other. What do you mean by like charges and unlike charges? Like charges are positive or negative. So these are like charges. So positive or negative, these repel. Correct? They repel each other. Unlike charges, they attract each other. Positive, negative. This is unlike charge. They attract each other. Like charges repel each other, unlike charges attract each other. Correct? Okay. Now, charges are discrete. They are not continuous, they are discrete in nature. So, who discovered that? Millikan. From his oil drop experiment, he discovered that charges are discrete in nature. They are not continuous. They are not continuous distribution. They are discrete distribution, and they are quantized. So what do you mean by charges are quantized? Let's say Q is the charge of any particle. Let's say this chalk piece has Q charge, Q number of charge. Then this Q will be always plus or minus of n times of E. What is E? E is the fundamental charge, or E is the basic smallest value of charge. What is E value? Plus or minus 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19 coulomb. So or else you can say that E is the charge of one proton or one electron. If it is proton, then charge of one proton is plus 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19 coulomb. If it is electron, then charge of one electron is minus 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19 coulomb. Correct? Charge of one proton or charge of one electron is considered as smallest value of tiniest charge value. So what is the smallest value of charge? That is 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19 coulomb, plus or minus. Correct? So charge of any particle will be always integral multiple of whole number or the integer. It is not fraction. You can't say that this chalk piece has 3 by 2 number of charges. This chalk piece either will have 1 number of charge or 2 number of charge or 3 charges, 4 charges, 10 charges, 100 charges, infinite number of charges, but never the fractional number of charge. So charge will be always quantized. It is always a whole number. It is always an integer. It is not a fractional number. So that's what quantization means. Charge is always quantized. So charge of any particle is always equal to plus or minus NE, where E is the smallest value of charge. Correct? Smallest value of charge. Let's say in some body, in this chalk piece there are n2 number of protons, okay, and n1 number of electrons. I repeat, there is one particle, there is one body, this chalk piece. There are n2 number of protons and n1 number of electrons. Then charge of this chalk piece will be equal to, charge of this chalk piece will be is equal to n2 minus n1 times of E. I repeat, n2 minus n1 times of E. n2 is the number of proton, n1 is the number of electron, E is the smallest value of charge. Let's say there are 5 number of protons. I'll take this condition. Sorry, 6 number of protons. There are 6 number of proton and 5 number of electron. What should be the charge? It should be 1 coulomb, correct? So let's see whether it is 1 coulomb or not. So there are 6 number of proton. So 6 minus 5 into E. So 1 E coulomb. Yeah, correct. 1 E coulomb. So here I had not mentioned about the smallest value of charge, but yeah, plus 1 times of charge, plus minus 1 times of charge. Okay, we'll do the second part. Q is equal to, what is n2 here? Number of proton 6, number of electron 7. 6 minus 7 into E, so minus 1 E coulomb. So this was negative charge, this was plus positive charge. Yes, we are getting positive charge here and minus charge here, correct? So number of proton minus number of electron times of electron, times of E, charge of electron or charge of proton is nothing but total charge in a given particle. So remember always, charges distributed on the surface. So distribution of charge is charge distributed, charges distributed on the surface, outer surface of a body. In case if I consider this chalk piece, right, charge will be distributed on the surface of this chalk piece, not inside this chalk piece, okay, and it will be more accumulated, more in number at the edges. It will be accumulated more in number, or at the edges it will be, or at the sharp edges, sharp ends, it accumulates more in number, or more number of charge will be accumulated on the edges or the surface. Okay, there is one charge. Okay, there is one electron. What is the charge of that electron? That is one electron. One electron. What is its charge? Charge of Q. Q charge is usually mentioned as, denoted as Q. So charge of one electron is equal to how much, students? It is minus 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19 coulomb. I just mentioned it. Okay. Now the electron is running with some 30 km per hour. It's not actually running, it's revolving, okay. Let's say electron is revolving. What will be the charge of electron? So when it is at rest, 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19 coulomb, minus 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19 coulomb. Now that charge is revolving, that electron is revolving. What is the charge of it? It will be minus 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19 coulomb. So what I meant to say is, if the charge is at rest and charge is under motion, so in both the cases charge is same, charge is invariant, irrespective of mass, irrespective of speed of that charged particle, charge is invariant. So I can say that charge at rest, I call it as static, is equal to charge at motion, dynamic, correct? When the electron is at rest, its charge is 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19 coulomb. when the electron revolves around the nucleus, its charge is same, minus 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19 coulomb. So, charge which is at rest is equal to charge which is under motion. So, charge is invariant irrespective of its mass of the charged particle, or its speed, or its angular velocity, whatever, it will be invariant. So, that is about a charge. Now, what about the behavior of a charge, whether it obeys conservation? Yes, it obeys conservation of energy. So, charge is conserved. So, consider an isolated system. This is an isolated system. Imagine there is no other charged particle. So, this has 6 number of proton and 5 number of electron. Okay, this has 6 number of proton and 5 number of electron. Okay, so now I break this object. When I break this object, there will be 2 pieces. Correct? I will get 2 pieces. So, initially this was a whole object. Here there were 6 number of proton and 5 number of electron. Now I break it. So, now I got 2 objects. Let us say this has got 3 proton, this has got 3 proton. So, totally 6 proton. This has got 2 electron, this has got 3 electron. So, totally 5 electron. Now, charge of this whole system will be same, right? Earlier it was plus 1 into E coulomb. Now also it is plus 1 into E coulomb, because when I break it, so since it is isolated system, charge will not be lost or gained. So, charge neither be created nor be destroyed. So, it is always conserved in an isolated system, and during any nuclear reaction or chemical reaction, also charge before the chemical reaction or nuclear reaction will be equal to charge after the chemical reaction or nuclear reaction. Now, how to charge a body? See, electrostatics will be observed in insulators. Okay. So, charging a body depends which body is that. If it is an insulator, you can charge it by friction. We all know that. If I rub a glass rod against silk cloth, when I rub glass rod against silk cloth, what happens? Glass rod and silk cloth, they get charged. When I bring the glass rod nearer to the paper piece or dust particle, that glass rod will absorb or it will attract that dust particle or paper piece, because they get charged. When you friction, with the friction you can charge the glass rod, you can charge the silk cloth, you can charge your comb. So, when you comb your hair and bring that comb nearer to the small tiny paper pieces, it will attract the paper piece, because comb will get charged. So, comb is made up of plastic, it is a non-metal, it is a non-conductor, it is not a conductor, it is an insulator. So, insulators can be charged with the friction. What about conductors? So, conductors can be charged with the 2 ways. One is conduction, means when you connect 2 wires. So, one wire is let's say, so this is the wire in which charge is passing. This wire is connected to the battery. So, this is conducting wire. Now, I connect this is another conductor. I connect this another conductor to the conductor which was already charging. Now, this conductor will also attain charge. So, by conduction, by bringing them in contact, you will conduct the conductors, and by inducing method or by induction, this is a charged body. When I bring this conductor nearer to it, place nearer to it, it will induced by the charge due to the charge in this particle. Correct? So, that is induction. Induction will happen because of the repelling force between like charges. If you have a charged body here, this is positively charged, let's say positively charged body. I'll bring another body which is uncharged. Uncharged means number of protons will be equal to number of electrons. Correct? So this is uncharged body. I bring it nearer to that. What happens? This will induce. How will it induce? What happens is the charged body will repel like charges. This will repel all the positive charges in this body. So all the positive charges will accumulate on the other side, and it will attract all the negative charges towards it. So all the negative charges will be accumulating on the side nearer to this charged body. Now if I connect this to the ground, what happens? All this ground will give the negative charge to this body, and this body will become completely negatively charged body. So this is how you will induce charge in the another uncharged conductor. So another method is repulsion. Repulsion is actually testing whether the body is charged or not. Let's say this is positively charged body. I don't know whether this body is charged or not. What I will do is I'll bring one charged body, positively charged body nearer to this. What happens? This will repel. So this will be moved in this direction. If I bring negatively charged body nearer to this, that negatively charged body will be moved towards the already charged body or towards this body A. So because of that behavior, I'll get to know what is the charge of this body. Initially I was not aware that this is positively charged, and if I place a positively charged body next to that, that body will repel. If I place negatively charged body next to that, the body will be attracted by this. Then it is clear that this is positively charged body. So that's how we will make clear that what is the type of charge present in the given body. So this is about body, charged body, and body, as I mentioned, body will be charged when there is a deficiency or excess of electron in that body. So this is about one charge. If there are so many charges, then what will be the charge, total charge in the body? That will be algebraic sum of the charge present in that body. For example, instead of 7 electrons here, if I have 10 electron, then what is the total charge of this body? So 6 is a proton, 10 is the electron. So minus 4 times of E coulomb is the charge of this body. So charge of 1 electron plus charge of 2 electron plus 3, 4. So there are 4 excess electron. So 4 times of charge of each electron will give the charge of that body. Means algebraic sum of the charge is nothing but total charge of the body. So this is about charge. Yes, we discussed about charge. Now we'll solve like some related problem or expected questions under CET or NEET or JEE. So yeah, let's move to the question. A conductor has given charge. There is one conductor. That conductor is given with the charge. What is that amount of charge given to the conductor? Minus 3 into 10 to the power of minus 7 coulomb. This is the charge of the conductor now. So they have given charge. Q they have given. Minus 3 into 10 to the power of minus 7 coulomb. By transferring electron. How that conductor is charged? By transferring the electron. See, charge of the conductor is minus. That means electrons are given to the conductor. Correct? If charge is minus, then there should be excess of electron in that conductor. Then charge is given to that conductor by transferring electron to it. By giving excess electron to it. Mass increases. Yes, this concept, mass increases. See, what is charge or how body will get charged? If you give more number of electron to that body will be negatively charged. If you give less number of electron to that body, or if you remove electron from that body, then body will be positively charged, correct? So, positively charged body will have excess of proton, means deficiency of electron. We know that, right? There will be less number of electron. So, positively charged body, its mass will be slightly less, slightly reduced. Negatively charged body. So, negative body will be negatively charged when you give more number of electron to it. You are giving electron. So, mass of electron will be added up. So, mass of that charged body will be slightly increased. Remember this, student. It's very small fractional change in the mass, but yeah, you should know that if a body is positively charged, its mass will be reduced than the actual mass of the body in an equilibrium state. Now this chalk piece is neutral. It's under equilibrium state. It is neutral, electrically neutral. Then, so let's say the mass of this chalk piece is some 5 gram, right? Some 50 gram. Okay, 50 gram. Now, I charge this chalk piece. I add more number of electron. Mass of this electron will be increased because this is negatively charged body. I added electron to it. I remove more number of electron from this charged body, from this chalk piece. Mass of this chalk piece will be reduced because I removed electron, so it is positively charged body, its mass will be slightly reduced. So, yeah, moving to the question, a conductor has given a charge. By transferring electron, mass increases. When you negatively charge a body, its mass will always increase. Mass will increase in kg, means this is the SI unit of mass of the conductor, and number of electrons added to the conductor is. So, here you should find out increase in the mass of that conductor and number of electrons added to the conductor. Options are given A, B, C, D. So, what is the answer? How to calculate this? Charge of a body is given. Q is given. You don't know what is the number of electrons added. But you know, by adding those electrons, what is the charge of that body? So, charge is, I have mentioned you earlier, charge is plus or minus n times of E. Charge of any body is plus or minus n times of E. Correct? Now, since electrons are added here, charge is equal to minus of number of electrons added to that conductor times of charge of each conductor. Correct? So, what is the number of electrons added to the conductor? Minus Q divided by E. Means E is the charge of electron. So, what is the charge of this whole conductor? Minus 3 into 10 to the power of minus 7 coulomb. What is the charge? What is the E value? 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19 coulomb. So, what do you end up getting? 3 into 10 to the power of minus 7. So, 3 into 10 to the power of, when it goes here, minus 7 into 10 to the power of 18 divided by 16. So, 3 divided by 16 is equal to how much? So, how much you will get? Q divided by E is equal to 2 into 10 to the power of 12 you should get. So, number of electrons added to that conductor is this much. Total charges N into E, where Q indicates the total charge in that conductor, E indicates the smallest charge. Either it is positive or negative, smallest charge. We know the value of E. and n indicates the number of charged particle there, whether it is proton or electron. So n indicates the number of charged particles. So this is from quantization of charge. We get this from quantization of charge. So 2 into 10 to the power of 12 is the number of charged particle, that is electrons added. Where do we have that answer? So that should be the second part, because the question has mass increases in kg, means first the question answer, first part of the answer should indicate mass, second part should indicate number of electrons. So second part, where do we have that option? Here we have the option, so this is the right answer. But just for your clarification or just to verify your answer, you should find out mass increases in the kg, mass increased in the kg. How do you calculate mass? As we know, the number of electrons added to this conductor will increase the mass of that conductor. So what is that increased mass? See, increased mass is equal to mass of electron added into number of electrons added. Am I right? So if one electron has mass, what is the mass of one electron? 9.1 into 10 to the power of minus 31 kg, correct? 9.1 into 10 to the power of minus 31 kg. If one electron increases this amount of mass, we have added this many number of electrons. So 2 into 10 to the power of 12 electrons are added. So what is the increase in the mass? Cross multiplication. Increase in the mass is equal to 91 into 10 to the power of minus 32 into 2 into 10 to the power of 12. So what is the increase in the mass? 182 into 10 to the power of minus 20. Do we have that answer? So can we write this as 1.82 into 10 to the power of minus 18? I shift the decimal point, right? So 1.82 is approximately equal to 2, because here we have 8, so approximately equal to 2. 2 into 10 to the power of minus 18 kg. Where do we have that option? So my answer is verified. So option D is the answer. I hope you followed this. So the formulas we have used here is Q is equal to plus or minus N into E, and increase in the mass is equal to mass of electron into number of electrons added. In case if you are removing the electron from it, then in decrease in the mass is equal to mass of electron into number of electrons removed. Okay, number of electrons removed. Or another formula will also be there for positive charge. For positive charge, if the number of protons are given, then you can say that mass of that body is equal to, so instead of electron mass here you can substitute proton mass and number of protons added to that body. So it depends how the question is given. So now the question is given as electrons are added, so mass of electron into number of electrons added to the conductor. Let's move to the second question. Okay, what second question says is, when 10 to the power of 19 electrons are moved from neutral metal sphere, the charge on the sphere, there is one sphere here, neutral metal means number of protons is equal to number of electron. Number of proton is equal to number of electron for a neutral metal. What is done here? Electrons are removed from the sphere. Means this sphere is equal to, or now this sphere, if Np is the number of proton, number of electron will be Ne minus 10 to the power of 19. this will be the number of electron. So number of electron 10 to the power of 19 electrons are removed. Now it will become positively charged sphere, right? So what is the charge on the sphere? Again Q, charge on the sphere is equal to plus or minus N into E. Since this sphere is positively charged, plus Ne, correct? So plus, what is the number of electrons are removed? 10 to the power of 19. What is the charge of each electron? 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19 coulomb. So what is the answer? 1.6 into 10 to the power of 19 minus 19, that is 0. So 1.6 into 1, so 1.6 coulomb. Where is the answer? Plus or minus? It is plus. So plus 1.6 coulomb. Option A is the right answer. So you may ask, ma'am, here we have minus, so that cannot be the answer. And 0.16, that is also not answer. Yeah, it is 16. If they have given 1.6, then option C and option A both can be the answer. So here, since they have given 16 here, that is not the answer. Option A is the answer. I hope this kind of question are easy to approach and can solve it on your own. Thank you.
Don't forget to like our video and subscribe our YouTube channel for all the updates.